What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Blue River Bow Hunting Podcast, episode 64. I got a pretty cool episode lined up this week. Got Jake Collett from Blue Collar Whitetails. But if you've been listening to this podcast from the very beginning, and I mean the very beginning, the first ever episode, I had my cousin Allan Clark in here with me. He's been overseas for a whole year in Kosovo for the National Guard. Didn't get to hunt at all last year. He's back, and he's ready to podcast and everything. So. What's going on? Yeah. I'm sure you're pumped.
I'm more than pumped. Let's get this going.
Well, thank you for going over there. I appreciate that.
Oh, it wasn't it really wasn't that bad. It was a nice pretty low stress deployment, pretty relaxed. We got to get out and eat some cultural food and stuff like that, so it was good.
Yeah, at least you weren't like in the thick of some crazy shit.
Yeah. It spiked up a little bit,
I
but
would find a way.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We had some fun for sure.
Oh, I bet. But we're having, it's kind of going to be a different episode this week, which is going to be kind of cool, kind of get off the norm of what I normally do. It's going to kind of be like a round table between the three of us on talking about what's going on this summer as far as prep for the whitetails and all that stuff. Going to go through some strategies and that kind of thing, but it's going to be kind of a tailgate talk, summer whitetail prep with Jake. But Jake, for somebody that doesn't know you or hadn't heard you on here before, introduce yourself a little bit.
My name is Jake Collett. I'm a dad, husband. Got two little boys, and I'm a truck driver, and I think about whitetail all the time, just like the majority of us guys doing this podcast stuff or any kind of content. You know, we're thinking 24/7. So my best friend and I, we started Blue Collar Whitetails, just kind of shine light on our struggles and everything we go through. I'm really transparent on our fails as well as our successes, and you know, big or small, we share them all on our page. So we don't shame anybody. You know, like you were just saying with your cousin over there, he's been gone for, you know, a whole year. Like,
yeah,
man, I'm ready.
I'd be itching. So,
oh yeah,
yeah, it's just a little rundown of what we're about. If you guys haven't heard about us, and I thought it was pretty cool. We're doing this again. It seems like that same time of year as last year.
Yep.
A little podcast before the season kicks off, and it seemed right. So.
Yeah, plus, you know, just a couple episodes ago, I had one of your guys on, Matt Dossman.
Yeah.
So we got to hear how you guys kind of got everything going with the Blue Collar Whitetails. But I really enjoyed your guys' last podcast with all you guys doing it, and you know, talking about. I mean, it was funny, you know, obviously chirping at one another a little bit too, but just hearing some of the different tactics from everybody. I think that's one of the coolest parts of having a platform like this.
Yeah, I was hoping. We're still missing two guys from like our field staff. We call it kind of like our inner circle. But it was really nice to have us four here. You know, we shot bows before we started the podcast, which we were dying. But no, it was a really good time. It kind of reminded me of our Big Gun Season Eve podcast we do, and yeah, just kind of picking each other's brains on how they're approaching their properties, because the only ones that I share properties with is Colton. And then we have one of our guys is in Michigan, and we'll hunt that like one weekend out of the year. But other than that, I mean, well, it's kind of nice to have that inner group of people you can trust. And like I know I sent you some pictures, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep these down here a little bit, but
yeah, you're like, keep this on the DL. I'm like, who am I gonna tell?
But, yeah, no. So it's really cool getting everybody's tactics and you know, something you might be able to try at your house or wherever you hunt.
Yeah, you know, this past weekend and even today, despite a little bit of rain, it's been in the 70s. So it's like, you know, yesterday. Adam was like, hey, let's go hang some cameras. Let's go put in some food plots. Let's go do some stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's 72 degrees, I think, and I was still sweating like it was 100.
Yeah, it was a wild day. I was out there, too. I kind of wanted to move in closer on something and it looked like my window to get it done now, and which it sucked because Colton wasn't here to help me hang it. But I was like, it's got to get done, so um, hung it myself and hoping for the best. And then we get all this rain today, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Just washed everything out, hopefully, and
Yeah.
should be all right.
So I know your whitetail brain goes 365 like mine, and most of the work is 365 for the most part.
Yeah.
When that last season ended, when 2022 ended, what's the first thing you do after the season?
Well, so
Drink beer?
yeah, so with that reduction zone, the season goes till January 31st. But my butt was kicked, so I kind of gave up on that around like um maybe the last few weekends of goose season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that still would have been in. Well, yeah, it ends like what, February 4th or something.
Yeah, something like that. Your
But
zone's different than mine, but yeah.
yeah, so like mid-January, I kind of just, I went up there one day and I was like, you got your buck. Haven't seen a doe really at all this season. We're so close to the next season, might as well just let everything go and live one more year. And I was just mentally tapped. The season I had last year was very, very much a slugfest and a grind, and I mean, so many ups and downs. Um, I keep telling everybody that last year, I believe that all the years I did not miss, I made up for it last year. Like it was my buddy Bill up in Michigan. He's like, "Well, Jake, your boat was kind of going like this, and I think God was trying to bring you back down here." So, um, it was very humbling, and I think everybody needs something like that once in a while, and it sucked. I'll tell you that much. It really sucked.
I
Um,
feel for you, man. I've had those seasons before, I feel like, but last year for us, man, that was the total opposite for us last year. It seemed
couldn't
like
stop.
it didn't stop, especially for that week leading into gun season. It definitely
yeah.
didn't stop. Let's talk about those reduction zones. What classifies a reduction zone in the state of Indiana, where you're at?
So what I've understood is which there's an interactive map,
Right.
and you can like search if your property's in it. Like my house is, I think it's like 2 miles outside the reduction zone. It sucks, but no. So basically, anything that runs along a major interstate, there's some suburban, like urban areas
Mm-hmm.
that you can hunt. You really just got to look at your map, and the majority of it is like the 469 area, like anything inside or the next county road over. Same with 69 going up to Michigan. You got from the interstate to the first county road over is
Yeah.
considered reduction
Like
zone.
the easements off the interstate.
Yeah, so they're trying to cut down on like car collisions, on those kind of properties and stuff. Oh shit! You got me. You got me.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I can hear you. Keep
I'm
talking.
trying. I'm trying to. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Where did you go, guys?
Uh-oh. I don't have any reduction zones I can hunt. I think it'd be pretty
Neither
bad.
do I. It'd be beneficial for sure.
It's. Oh, there we go. Thank God.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
my dad. But anyway, no, and that's what's crazy. So I classify two different types of reduction, like urban zone hunting, like our one guy that hunts with us. He has a bunch of spots that are literally in the city
Mm-hmm.
that he can go bow hunt. So you might be facing a different whitetail within the city that's more used to people. I'm sure it all depends on the property and how it sets up, but like I'm out in the sticks still, but I'm considered reduction. Right. So it's like I don't know. Some years it's been really great. Last year was the first year I haven't killed a deer up there in 5 years. So it was it was very bad, dude.
You know, it's surprising. It's surprising that you get those easements off of 69, but we don't get the easements off 70 that I'm aware of, anyways.
I'll check because there's some.
Because Adam's property is literally butts up to 70, 90 acres. I mean,
I'd look. Just type in that DNR interactive reduction map, and I mean you can zoom right in on the house. Like,
yeah. Because I know, I mean, I drive down to the 70 every day to Indy, and I see deer off the interstate almost daily.
I'd be really surprised if it wasn't. I would check.
I don't think it is. I'll double check. I would be really surprised if something got past me like that, especially him since he's been hunting it for 20-some, maybe even longer than that, maybe 30-something years.
And then there's like little random fingers like all over the place along like smaller highways up my way.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, it could be a deer density thing. I mean, obviously they're trying to reduce the herd somewhere. So
right. Yeah, and that would make sense for it not to be so much here anymore since we had so much of the EHD stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Our shit's struggling quite a bit. As far as your summer stuff goes, trail camera wise, how many trail cameras are you running during the summer, and when do you put them out?
So everybody's probably gonna think that this is small, but this is the most cameras I've ever ran at one time. And I know everybody's gonna be like, "That's it," but so out here at this property, we're running 4 cameras, and I'm grid locking all major travel places, and then 1 mineral site. I have one of those cameras is a cell camera that I have over a scrape that's like 25 yards from one of my stands, and it's sitting off of a funnel off of like an inside corner.
I don't think that's crazy for you to only be running 4. I'm only running 2 at the moment. I mean, if you want to put a few of us together, we got probably close to about 20, or maybe even
it's
more.
Definitely interesting though. Like, you know, I'm usually used to like running 1 or like maybe 2, but there was just some really good deals, and I don't know. I ended up with a couple combo packs. The one cell camera's like $45, and then
that ain't bad.
No, it was great. And then, but no, it's real interesting. So I kind of grid locked it the best I could with 4 cameras, and it's really interesting to see like where certain deer are coming out of and what spots are having more activity than others. But I mean, I hunt on a 30-acre piece, so but really, if you boil it down, I'm probably only hunting 10 of it, like just with how it's set up. So you grid off that 10 acres. I mean, it's really not that hard to do, but I run 1 camera just for giggles up there in reduction zone. We've just never really ran cameras much up there. It's just kind of if it feels right. I mean, and the thing up there is obviously you have to shoot a doe first. So it's like 90% of the time when you're up there doe hunting, you're going to see something nice that you would have stuck with your bow. And then once you get the doe shot, it's like, where'd they go? That's usually how it ends up for me. But yeah, can't get away from the bucks up there, but there's no point in burning a regular season tag up there. I mean, if it was right, yeah, I probably would, but there's no point in burning that when I have another property to hunt for regular tags.
Right. I know this is your first year running cell cams. What's your first initial thought on what you've gotten and how it's played out so far on your cameras?
So I mean, again, it's 45. Oh, are you talking?
I was talking to him.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Go for it.
Either way, you can go ahead.
I've been yapping. You go for it.
Okay, so it's awesome. I actually had Brett and my twin brother Aaron go out to the property and put them out, and I was still in Kosovo, so I was getting pictures in Kosovo, and I'm laying in bed and just getting all excited, you know. Even does. There was 4 does go through one night, and I was up dancing around. I was happy. I was like, man, I'm getting one this year after missing last year. So it's exciting to get that right to your phone, especially for me since I was gone.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Then
So
you
is
get to see a little bit of your property, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
So that's got to be nice.
So this is your first year running cell cams as well?
Yeah,
Oh.
the one, because it was like I said, $45 or whatever.
Right.
So again, with the $45, I have to keep in mind, like, you're getting what you pay for, right? So, I turned mine on a 2-shot burst. I wish it had a 3-shot burst. I feel like some of the times, either the deer are moving really quick or the shutter speed sucks. Like my SD cards, there I have them all on 3-shot bursts, and they never miss anything. And I mean, I'm sure there's probably something to that cell camera, maybe lagging a little bit, but I have good connection. Again, it's $45, so I can't complain too much. What I do like about it is it seems to help my urge to go out there and check my other cameras.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, though, I 100% believe that the deer can tell something about the cell camera, whether it's the magnetic field or whatever they call. Like, I know those ghost hunter shows used to be like, oh, well, there's so many wires up here, that's why you feel like something's watching you.
Right.
So whether that's true or not, all I know is there's a lot of bucks, particularly, that are going right behind the backside of that tree. You go over my SD cards, and it's ripping pictures of bucks. And
Nice.
what's funny is I actually I switched over my mineral site. I always ran my camera on one tree, and I was like, I'm gonna switch this because when I initially pulled it, there was a buck that looked like he noticed it. So I pulled it, switched it to a tree across the trail, and I hung it up high and down. And all these pictures are coming through, and then one comes in, and he goes up to the camera like this, and I'm like, it's been like a week or two since I've been there. Like, how did you?
Jeez.
I don't know, but I firmly believe they can sense those cell cameras, but maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I suck at hiding them. I don't know, but I try to push it far off that scrape. I mean, it's, you got 80-foot detection. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I spray like that dirt cover-up scent around it when I'm messing around with it and all that. But I don't know.
I don't think I've had any problems with that on the cell cams. I had probably the biggest buck for this coming season. He's been in front of it quite a bit.
Nice.
But my bucks have not really showed up in the last week. There was 3 or 4 bucks in this particular piece, and they were a couple times a week, mostly in the mornings, not really so much the evenings. I almost thought I knew where they were bedded just because of where they came out of a bunch. But I haven't had those bucks on camera in over a week. Been a week ago Friday that I had them on there. But I went in there yesterday and I moved that camera, and I think I found it's either where they're bedding or there's 2 does and a fawn that have been hanging out together. Either one, I found some bedding, so I put the camera in the bedding just to see, just messing around, just to see what kind of pictures I could get or if I was correct on what was bedding in there. I tried to put it down on the bottom, but the cell cam wouldn't get service down there for some reason. I have no idea. Like, it worked on one side of the property, but didn't work on the other side of the property. There's a power line that runs through there. Maybe that had something to do with it. I'm not sure, but we ended up putting just a regular SD card out camera where I wanted to put the other one. Man, that property last time when you got to hunt it last, was there sheep in there?
No, there was not.
What?
Yes, there was. There was
sheep in there.
So they put the fence in along the old part that we used to hunt in the double stand.
Yeah.
And
So it really threw that property for a loop for like a year, almost 2. But now them sheep are gone, and it's growed up, especially down across the creek. And man, the place just almost looks like an Illinois river bottom or something like that. Like, it's just got this great feel to it. You got corn in the back. surrounding corn in the back, which I think is going to hold a lot of deer.
Oh, yeah.
Beans in the front, which always kind of helps out early on if you want to shoot a doe. I don't think I'm going to shoot a doe off that particular property, but I was telling Matt Dossman that was on a couple episodes ago. We talked about that the apple properties that me and him put in for some this year. It's private land, and you get to hunt it for a certain period of time or whatever. But I'm hoping that I get draw for that because that's where I'm going to take does. I'm going to let the does hang out, pressure free at my other places. Maybe kind of try to help things out a little bit. And if I want to shoot a doe, I'm just going to try to shoot one off that or a public piece somewhere if I'm really, really wanting it that bad.
Oh, yeah. Are you putting in for any park hunts or no?
Oh, yeah.
He is. I don't think I am. I already have so much already scheduled that it doesn't really make sense for me because I'm kind of delicate on when I can take time off, sort of, because I'm already going to be taking my normal week off in November.
Right.
And then going to Kentucky and Missouri right off the bat. Before Indiana even opens up. My October is pretty much already booked up. I'm trying to put it in the works with my buddy Troy. I know he'll be listening and shooting his recurve listening to this, but I'm going to try to get to West Virginia at some point, maybe in December, and bow hunt. It's only going to cost me $33 because I bought my regular tag or my hunting tag license or whatever when I turkey hunted, so I just have to buy the deer tag, which the places I hunted with him turkeys, and his buddy Todd's place. Man, I'd love to go deer hunting over there.
You had deer out there.
Yeah, we had deer out there. I had them on a bunch of on camera when we were turkey hunting. But hunting other states, man, traveling to hunt like that here in the last few years, it really kind of gets me really excited because you don't know what you're really getting yourself into. Some of the tools of your trade really need to be sharpened when you go do something like that. You really need to learn how to.
You got to be on it.
You got to be on your game because you may only have 3 days to get it done, which I don't think I would shoot a doe over there either unless I was donating it to his family or the farm that we were hunting or something. That would make sense. I would do that for him. Buck-wise, I'm thinking anything basket rack and above is probably getting smoked.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's like you were touching on that. It reminds me like when we go up to Michigan, like it's not even that far from my house, but something about we're going to another state and then we put the pressure on ourselves. You got 3, maybe 4 days and we're trying to tag out. It's like, dude, it's so hard, especially last year. We got hit with bad weather up there, but my firing pin in my shotgun actually froze on a nice 7-point at 15 yards.
Was it that cold?
Oh, dude, it was. What did he say it was? It was like minus 25 with the wind chill.
My god!
It snowed 5 inches from. It was like noon to. Last light snowed 5, and I'm sitting in this swamp bottom. And
just getting pounded.
And I kept telling myself, I was like, just 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. And Colton shoots one at like 1 o'clock. So it's like 30 more minutes. And I'm telling my buddy Bill, I was like, we can make it. He's like, you got this. And, he's in a blind with a heater, and I'm out there in the swamp bottom. But yeah, dude came walking in. And I couldn't even hear him come in and pull my gun up, click. And he didn't even hear that, so I rack another shell. Shell hits the stand. He hears it, and he didn't really think much of it. I mean, it was so windy, like so brutal. And it was the one sit I didn't bring my Glock with me, and I could have. With that being in my jacket, I knew that thing would have went off. But I pull up again, and I go, Matt, like try to stop him. He don't hear me, so I go, hey, and he turns to the right and click, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting. So, like, I'm having all these misses. Now it's so cold, my shotgun will not go off. So I'm in the cabin at night, cutting the shotgun shell apart, trying to figure out what my problem is. Pour all the powder out of it, so it's just the primer and the cap, which I'm sure is real safe or whatever. I put it in my gun, it's pitch black, and take it outside, go boom, just it went off. So we determined it was so cold that it froze. So we douched it with some of that Lucas oil, gun oil stuff, and I mean it worked fine. Fine enough to miss the doe the next day, so it is all right.
um,
It was bad, man, but it was fun.
I know you wanted to talk a little bit, and I kind of already did a second ago, but crop rotation on your properties, how that's going to affect what you're going to see, or maybe how you're game planning for this year.
We're jacked over here. Colton kept threatening. I hope the neighbors ain't listening, but Colton kept threatening. He's like, I swear to God, they plant corn back there again. I'm gonna report them for like get a dust bowl going out here. I'm not joking. They probably planted corn for the past 4 or 5 seasons on the south side of our woods, but our small field. I mean, it's not small, but in comparison to the fields around us that circles our woods, it's small. Ours would always rotate.
Right.
So yeah, you might get the beans, but there's still hundreds of acres of corn. But so this year, we're watching them plant, and I'm driving by, and like you're trying to tell from the road, you're like, is it beans or is it corn? Like little tiny stubs. And we finally found out that they in fact planted beans on the south side around us, and this year ours is corn. So it hasn't been like that since I shot my biggest one in 19, where we've had it like that. The closest cornfield to us is probably close to a mile from my house, actually. So that I don't know what's gonna happen, but definitely hold deer. Things are looking pretty solid. All we can do is pray right now. So yeah, we're really excited, and I think I mentioned to you a little bit. It's kind of changed up our game plan with this crop rotation this year. With like I explained before, how the crops were. We were having to push deeper and deeper and hunt off of creeks feeding the swamp, and hunt on like bottom thirds or upper thirds of little small valleys or ridge. We call them a ridge, but they're like anyone else be like, yeah, that's not even a hill, bro. It's like a 20-foot difference. But no, so we've been making sets to go deeper and deeper. And Colton and I were talking, and I'm like, dude, I think we're just gonna have to go back to the basics and set the funnel to that field. Yeah, our cameras are clearly right now saying that that's the case. What's awesome is we have a big pond that my mom actually took pictures of the deer swimming in it and stuff. So
Nice.
They have close water. They got corn, and then with the tornado that came through, it's like it's like Jurassic Park. Oh, I got hinge cutting. I got big whatever 60, 80 foot trees that are just snapped in half but still connected, and didn't mess up the shooting lanes really that much. But I think, I don't know, it just seems really thick this year with like the foliage. I don't know why that is, or maybe we always say that. I don't know, but things just seem to be set up all right. And looking after last year, I think we just need to focus a little bit harder, and not be like two little schoolgirls running down the driveway to get in the stand. I don't think it was like that, but I'll admit we were definitely cocky going in. We definitely thought it was a slam dunk, and we were humbled.
Does any of that crop rotation affect you getting into a stand? Like, I know, like we got a place over by the truck stop that's basically surrounded in corn right now. I know his place will be surrounded in corn.
Nice.
It's almost like a corn maze just to get to your stand, and it may affect. It's probably going to affect him on pretty early, even though he got permission to come in from another side that he wasn't allowed to at first. So he's just got to kind of stay on the edge of it, kind of go in and have a kind of a straight shot in. But
it's a long walk, but
it is.
It'll be worth it.
No shit. Yeah, hit him with a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, so like that's what really sucks about our approach is we can't really access from the cornfield. without getting busted. Our best option is to literally walk down the driveway and then either skirt the front side of my grandpa's house or the back side of my grandpa's house to slip into our easiest stand. And last year, it was like the ultimate doe. She started, she would bed next to the pond, so we would walk in front of my grandpa's house, and she'd be right there, and we had no idea, and she'd blow us out. And then so we're like, all right, we'll go to the backside, and there's no other way to there's no other way to approach it. So we went in the backside and take 2 steps in onto the trail, and she's sitting on his septic mound in the woods blowing at us. I'm like, nah, we don't have headlamps on. We don't have I don't know how she saw us. So we started taking the long way around the backside, and we started getting in clean. But that's what's really hard is they're so comfortable up around some of these houses that like he talked about putting like a zip line in from my house and just driving it. So
just drop in.
Yeah, it'd be dope. But yeah, no joke. I've never had it like that. I think a big contributor to that was when they logged out the woods. I think it just created more habitat, and now I just think deer are getting pushed closer and closer to the houses, and which is not a bad problem. It's just how are you going to get in? So
I have written down in my notes, nanny doe mission. Is this the same?
Her. Yeah,
that's there. So what's the approach?
Yeah.
What's the approach this year? You guys are going after her. I heard.
Well, so yeah, what's funny is we're actually tracking her on our SD cards harder than the bucks, just because of the problem that she's. And we're just assuming it's the same one because it's a doe and she has twins, and I mean, the way that she's bedding on these winds, or has to be bedding, and what I've seen when I mowed the pond for my grandpa, I'm like, there's no way this isn't the same doe unless. Because, like, why would you. I mean, she would have to come back to the same spot where she feels safe and drop another litter or whatever. I mean, there's no point for her to go anywhere else, and she's like, I already pegged those guys before. I mean, maybe she's not exactly thinking that, but she obviously survived this whole season if it is her. Right. Why would you change anything up? So that's why I was talking to Colton, and I'm like, do we go in there? Like, everybody wants to go in October 1st. Like, of course, naturally. But it's like, is it worth waiting for that evening sit to maybe catch her going to the ag field off the funnel and just wiping her out? Or do we really go in again and possibly start this all over like we did last year?
I think it's so awesome that you guys have like a whole mission built on this doe.
No, it's no lie. It sucks. I'm telling you right
No,
now.
I'm saying like I think it's kind of like, you know, obviously you probably have a hit list and you probably have some shooters in mind that you want to go after, but it's almost like a side mission to try to take one of this doe out.
Yeah, it's like one of those co-op Call of Duty missions where you got a prestige and all this. She's like awesome. The head boss. Yeah, no, it sucks. I told my wife last year, I think you heard me talk about this on my podcast, but I like told her last year, I was like, I'm about to sleep in the stand and kill her because that's the only way I'm going to beat her in there. She's like, no, you're not. And then like I told her again, like not long ago, that no, dead ass, like I'm not going through this again. It's bad.
Get one of those like heater bodysuits and just zip yourself up in it,
just all the way up
and put your harness on, you know, and just kind of dangle there.
Look like what's his name off Christmas Story up there.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, but cool. It sucks. Like I've never, like I can't remember the last time I was blown at prior to last year, but like I feel like it was a really long time, and this. She just had her number. Like, we shut headlamps off. We were going slow. We would rake stuff out, made it super quiet. And she just, like, she's the ultimate. Like, I've never, there's no way around it. I mean, I'm about ready to push out my grandpa's John boat onto the pond and just camp in the middle of the pond with my bow and just wax her. Like, I don't know what else to do, but I'm hoping that's not the case. Maybe she forgot.
Right. Well, there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about that I've actually been doing myself for the past 3 years that I know of, and I know you kind of been doing the same thing, and I want to hear your side of things. But weather data,
Yeah.
going in on bucks, or certain days of the year that you want to hunt, or vice versa. What have you kind of collected over the past year doing that yourself?
So this is the first time that I've actually wrote down the barometric pressures and the wind directions. Um, like in years past of just hunting, I would always, I mean, everybody looks at the weather app, and I always like obviously the high pressure days with the certain winds for certain stands. Um, but I never really wrote it down. And I can't, for honest, I don't know who said it, but they were talking about taking down intel for bucks they were killing or trying to kill. And people were writing down barometric pressures and what winds, and then, matching them of when they come across the trail camera to see when heat comes in and try to put that into effect come fall time. So I was like, I'm actually going to start writing this stuff down and try to put the pieces together, and maybe it'll help me out. So started writing down the pressures and the winds for the AM and the PM, and then went back to when I pulled the cameras. And what's funny is this last this last camera pull, um, they came in on every wind, but what I noticed specifically, especially with that doe that we were talking about, um, how they came into the spots was from different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, it was like on a northwest wind, the doe was coming from the south across my cell cameras and things, opposed to being up there by my grandpa's house is what I'm assuming. So I'm assuming on every other wind she's camping out, but on that northwest she's coming from the swamp from the south. So it's just kind of cool to actually sit down and pay attention. Like, yeah, that was just a doe, but like I guess I'm dissecting my pictures more than I ever have. Like just trying to figure out where they're coming from.
And I encourage you not to just do like barometric pressure and the temperature and the wind. Add every little detail, all of it. I'm talking about cloud cover. I'm talking about everything. And there's like a sweet spot in that barometric pressure. I feel like when it gets above like 29.6 ish, 5 to 6 ish, I feel like I see a ton of deer movement. It can vary on wind, where obviously if I'm going to hunt a place or not. But right. I got one that I pulled out of the archives that I wanted you. I'm going to tell you all what I wrote down, and I want you to name what stands out to you the most, besides me killing a decent buck. 54 degrees, 7 to 10 mile an hour winds out of the east. 29.72 on barometric pressure. It was sunny. I even noted that I jumped 3 does going in, and then I ultimately killed my buck. This was in 2021. I killed my buck down here past the house. But what stood out to you on that?
The east wind.
The east wind. You never get an east wind. And I've even heard, I can't remember the guy's name. He's been on several bigger podcasts, but he says if he gets an east wind, he will leave work. He'll get he's gone. He knows where to go with the east wind, and has killed some very giant bucks on east wind. But that was my first run in with an east wind like that, and I really wasn't even paying attention that it was east the night I killed it. Like it didn't really register with me until afterwards.
Yeah, I get really excited. Even I get really excited. When you get that complete wind shift, and it's like, all right, something's got to get up and go somewhere. So then it's like, yeah, I really need to go sit this evening, and hopefully, get allowed to go. But no, it just that east wind, something about that too. I really like it, especially for my reduction property. We got about 6 sets up there, and there's a certain tree that I just hunt no matter what. I don't even care anymore. I just we call it the pinch tree because it's on a super tight pinch, and you got to keep your head on a swivel. That's all I know.
So I'll end with this one before I get into a little bit of Allan stuff. But
Sure.
what did you learn last season? What's the biggest thing you learned last season that you're going to take into effect this season?
Man, that's loaded.
Right.
I guess I could break it down a little bit. Like I said before, it was very humbling. It made me keep things in perspective a little bit more. I'm definitely going into this year with not like a chip on my shoulder, but I definitely have something to prove to myself to get back on the right track. And I don't know, I guess the biggest takeaway from it is no matter how bad the season was going or how bad it might go, you have to grind it out. You still gotta make sure, whether you're a scent guy or whatever it may be, stick to your process. There's a reason why you got that process, and you just gotta keep going. And I think that's what got me to kill my buck on Thanksgiving. Sitting from September to November and finally crushing one. I mean, well, I killed two on opening day of gun season, but obviously everybody's sitting for a buck,
Right.
It was just I actually cried in the stand. It was very crazy, but no, no matter how bad the season goes, you just got to keep going because they're not going to stop.
Right.
So, like we say, they don't care about your feelings. So
Right.
where we're at.
That's awesome. Well, I want to switch gears a little bit and ask Allan some questions since he
Yeah.
hasn't been on in a while, and took all last year off. I couldn't even imagine going through that. I would be an absolute fucking train wreck from that.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I praise him for doing it, but I don't think I could.
So it was a little bit easier. Obviously, you're gone, but just having everybody send you texts and pictures and stuff like that. My brother would text me his whole hunt. He's like, "I'm just getting in," and blah blah blah. I had a little spike. He was playing with me. He was tempting me to shoot him, but he's like, I passed him, but he stuck around for like 30, 40 minutes, and I'm like, you gotta let those walk. If you want to shoot a big deer, you gotta let those walk. He just got into hunting. Was it 2 years ago?
Third year.
This will be his third year. His first year, he got a nice buck for his first one. So, yeah, it was easier with him, Brett, a couple buddies, all sending me pictures, showing me their deer that they got, telling me their experiences and their adventures and stuff, and what they did different. So being gone, it sucked, but.
Now, so with you being gone, I just want to have this from the perspective. Do you think it took do you think it's taking forever for the season to get here? Or,
no, honestly, I
feel like I don't even have enough time. Like I was talking to my boy the other day, and I'm like, dude, it's squirrel season in 10 days. Like this is
So I got home. I had Brett and Aaron, my brother, get out and put some stuff out, a little throw and grow and some minerals, a couple blocks earlier on, and put the cell camera out. So I knew I had deer, so I wasn't too worried. I was like, there's several does, a couple little bucks, nothing too crazy yet, but couple, they'll probably be 2 years before they're, real shooters, but just seeing the does. I got 2 goals this season. 1, fill the freezer.
I hope you smash one.
Yep, fill the freezer. 2, just get that buck. It's been what 3-4 seasons since I got a decent buck.
Hell yeah.
So I'm ready. I'm pumped.
I feel like that would be terrible though if you were already on like a 3 or 4 years drought.
Oh yeah, it was rough.
And
for
then
sure.
going into this year, you're like, fuck, I can't shoot the
I can't
first
even
spike.
I can't shoot nothing.
Well,
So
if it gives you anything to look forward to. So my uncle had to take not this past season, but the season before off because of back surgery. Couldn't go out there, nothing.
Yeah, that's rough.
And he comes out this year and absolutely just wrecks house. Like, gets his reduction doe, gets his buck, shoots the reduction doe in the morning, goes to a normal property in the evening, kills a doe, and then opening day of gun season just shoots a giant. So I'm hoping you can kill something massive.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
I don't think getting one's not doable. It's definitely doable. I don't think that I've had a season where I haven't put meat in the freezer, but
for sure.
Just getting that buck, just having the drought, and then being gone, not getting to shoot, not getting to do nothing last year. I did go out preseason with my brother before I left because I didn't leave till August of last year. So I went out preseason, helped him set up, and got him all set up for the season, and then I was gone. So it was rough.
For the military hunts or whatever?
What's that?
Isn't there like a military hunt?
Yeah, there is at Camp Atterbury and I think Muscatatuck in Indiana both have military hunts. So, and you can take somebody on those. So, I think
we call that Camp Suck and Fuck.
Yeah, yeah,
that's funny.
So, I got places to hunt. Actually, got one while I was gone. A sergeant of mine told me that I could hunt his property when we got home. Dang. So, and it's not far from the house. It's probably 10 miles. So, won't be bad. So that'll be nice. Just having that property. Did apply for the apple hunts too. So
nice.
Just hoping to get some experiences this year that I can talk about for a while.
Oh yeah.
I think that sets you up perfectly for Missouri because you can go to Missouri and have fun. Get that kind of itch off of yourself, and then come back and be, balls to the wall. Let's do this. Kind of like you said, the grind. The grind is super real.
Oh yeah.
And I give this dude props. I told him the other day for afternoon hunts, like on a weekend, or whatever, like a Sunday night hunt. This dude's back in the stand by noon, 1 o'clock. I'm talking about in early October.
Oh yeah, I
sit there for 8
early
hours.
October a lot. It's I got the time off, and there's just a lot of does in that woods, and I can get in, get a doe, and then just kind of have fun the rest of the season. I got meat in the freezer, got some jerky to be made, and some back straps to eat. So
how's it work getting in there at noon? Do you see stuff sometimes like mid-afternoon?
So I've jumped several going in, especially before I didn't have the access that I have now. But I'd have to walk a thin path that they bedded in, and it was like 4 feet grass, and you had to walk it and then all the way to basically the woods and cut through like 15 rows of corn and go all the way to the opposite side of the woods to get to the stand that I really like to hunt. So this year I got permission from the west side of the woods, and there's a fence line, and I can walk it up. It's still tight because it's grown up and stuff. And then the corn this year, because it's completely surrounded in corn, which is good because not a lot of people will be able to get there that have permission to hunt this property too. I think there's 3 others that have permission, and it's 170 acres so total. But the woods it's I think 40. So getting there early, I like to just get in October and try to get what I want out of the way, and then just have fun. Go on hunts with buddies and nephews and cousins and stuff. I got a couple little cousins that just love to deer hunt, and they're 9 and 7, I believe. And
just ate up with it.
Oh yeah, the 7-year-old, we haven't even taken him yet, but he'll run around the yard shooting squirrels. Just he's gonna be a hunter. He's a farm boy, and that I like that. So I have a daughter. She's 2, so I haven't got to that stage with her yet. So, but I look forward to it. I got her. I asked her how to stop a deer, and she'll. Meh.
There you go.
That's a pretty cool video.
It was pretty funny. So, yeah.
For the most part, we've had hang-ons and ladder stands and that sort of thing. But this is your first year, your first rodeo with the saddle setup.
Yeah. So
what's your expectations?
I'm excited for it. I think definitely he was talking about the military hunts and stuff. carrying all that, your hang on or going out there and doing that before you hunt, or even a climber, it's heavy. Getting out there and tracking through, finding a spot on some public land or the military hunt, it's rough to carry that much stuff and then get up there. The saddle's going to make it nice and easy. I went all out. I actually have bought like 3 or 4 now. I didn't know what to get. I had Army money, active duty money, so
burned in a hole.
I bought all my hunting stuff that I could ever need. I got a brand new bow. I got the V3X.
That's all you need, man.
New hunting rifle.
What'd you
I bought 350 Legend.
Yes. Yes. I bought my first one.
I'm jumping on the train and got the 350 Legend because you can hunt public and private with it. So.
What guns did you get? Did you get the?
I have the AR platform actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. My brother got it last year and he got the Ruger. It's the AR platform, but so I went on. I found Bear Creek Arsenal. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's in North Carolina. They had a really good sale going on, and I seen it, and I was like, I'm jumping on this. So I'm gonna give it a shot. It looks nice. I haven't got to shoot it yet, but shot my Matthews V3X, and I'm loving it. That thing is quiet, smooth. It's just awesome. I had a Hoyt. What was it? Nitram. I've had for a few years. Loved it, but I was ready to go Matthews. I've always wanted a Matthews. Just never wanted to pay that price tag for it. So I'm ready. I'm pumped. It's the saddle is going to add a different aspect that never really done before. You could stalk if you want. You see something, you can move quick. So it's going to be fun, I think.
For sure.
I just don't know if I understand it. Like
that, I'm with you on that.
What don't you understand?
All the ropes and shit, and then you're leaning.
You have 2 ropes. I'm gonna make it easy for you. 2 ropes. One is your lineman's belt. I don't know if you've ever used a lineman's belt putting on a stand. You're using that as you get up. So you get up, put your platform, get on top of it, and then you have a tether, which you loop it around the tree and pull it through itself, and that's what your bridge hooks to. So that's what you're hanging from. And I promise you, I am not a light fellow. You've seen me. I got a little bit of, I got a little bit of something on there.
Race weight.
Yeah, I got race weight. And, and I feel comfortable in it. And it's honestly, I got the brand new stick. I got my setup is like 360 compared to last year. I have a brand new bag from Trophy Line that is easy to put my sticks and my platform and everything on. I have the brand new XOP X2 sticks. There's 4 of them. They weigh like 26 ounces a piece or something. And I'm actually going to be putting my camera and camera arm inside that backpack. Usually I would have another backpack with just my camera because I didn't want to ruin a really expensive camera. Right. So I'm going to be as light as I ever have when it comes to filming and stuff. And say I go with him and he just wants to hunt his ladder stand, I can put my platform above him and film, and I just go up before him and it's pretty quick. So filming people, it's been an advantage to me to have that whole setup for filming.
So how much could for a cheap but decent setup get you? 3 sticks and a saddle kit.
You want to buy one?
I keep trying to get these people to buy or sell me a climber on Marketplace, and no one wants to respond except 80-year-old lady that's like, I can come down to this, and that's it. I'm not even going to use it.
Well, when you're talking about a whole setup like that, your platform, your sticks, your saddle, you're talking about a little bit of money. I mean, I think I bought the sticks that I had last year, which me and Adam are going to be filming each other out of saddles quite a bit, and he's going to be taking one of my sticks from last year for us to start. It's a 32-incher. The ones now I have are only 18. But I don't know, man. It's crazy. You could get into some. I think
it's like I go on some of these websites and it's like, oh well, here's the kit, but there's no platform. And
it's just that's just the saddle and the ropes.
I ran into that too, and then I just started researching. what everybody was saying, comfortability wise, durability wise, weight. So I started looking into that, and I found a couple different ones that I like. So that's why I ended up buying a couple. And then my brother,
you would dig this one. It's, what is it, a JX3 or hybrid? It's like JX something hybrid. It's a saddle,
yeah,
but it's like a chair. You hang in this chair in a tree. Like, dude, you have to look this up. It's unreal. But like, you don't even stand on a platform. There's a V in between your legs, so when you kind of like put your weight forward, that V hits the tree and keeps you off of it. And I would think for a crossbow hunter, if you wanted a saddle setup, I would be all over this.
Oh yeah, my brother uses crossbows since he just got in to hunting, and this thing is like a lazy boy. When he told me, he was like, "Dude, buy that for me, and I'll pay you back when you get home." I was like, all right, so I bought it, and then I got home and I started checking this thing out. Man, it is literally like a lazy boy. It's so comfortable, and you're just hanging there, and you could literally fall asleep and then hear something, and you got a crossbow or a rifle even. It would be super easy and convenient and comfortable.
I just like the other one because I'm more of a stander, so I kind of,
I stand all the time in my hang on.
That's how I am.
We're the same way.
I cannot sit down. I just can't.
Well, right on, buddy, dude. I appreciate you coming on again, and you're doing some tailgate talk. I think once season starts back up, I kind of like us kind of all chatting. Yeah. Let's do it again for sure. Maybe we can even add a fourth in here. Maybe I don't know if that'd be too much or not, but get some more people in here talking about their experiences and everything go on.
Yeah.
But tell everybody where they can find you and Blue Collar Whitetails on social media.
So we have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can find us on Spotify with the podcast. Should be ramping up some more podcasts as we get closer to season. It's just, as you know, it's a very weird time of year. But yeah, everything's kicking into gear. Like I said before, there's some projects that I didn't get done. I wish I would have. But we're just running out of time, and I can't wait for season, and I hope you guys have the best of luck. And
you too.
I know we'll be talking. Brett, do you got Snapchat or no?
I don't do the Snapchat.
Oh, son of a... You're missing out. You're missing out, especially this time of year we're going into. You're missing out, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hope you guys get it done. It's going to be wild, and it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get on, I don't know, maybe we can go kill some ducks or some geese.
That'd be fun. I was talking to him about that the other day. It's been a while since I duck hunted, and that's what we started really. Pretty much. He got me really back into hunting.
I have not killed a duck yet, so.
Oh yeah,
when the time is right, I will send an invite your way because we got plenty of places for you to shoot.
That's all.
Oh, I'll give you an 8-man limit.
It's a fun time.
But yeah, I got a swamp up here, and we've hunted it a few times, like that late January? Because you said we're in a different zone.
Yeah, you're
where
in
you
the
at?
north zone.
North, up north.
East Fort Wayne.
Fort Wayne. Okay.
But yeah, so I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah.
We'll have to link up because, we just got to. And,
for sure. Yeah, maybe we can even, I'm not going to hold, for anybody listening, and obviously, I don't think we're going to hold the public land deer camp again this year. I don't have a weekend where it makes sense for me. It sucks. I had a lot of fun doing it.
And we're going to Missouri.
Plus, we're going to all these different places. But maybe we can hook up on a weekend somehow, or a Sunday somewhere on public, and all hunt together or something.
The spy point just went off. Let's see what we got.
What do you got on there?
I was gonna say I don't know your plans for
a big fat doe
gun season, but it'd be cool. I know we throw a big party here or whatever for the night before. But
that'd be cool.
That's a trek for you guys.
Yeah, especially getting up. Well, last year it was. I didn't think I was going to get up the next morning because Adam shot his on camera the day before. We were partying all night, and then I did get up and go the next morning, and that's when Ryan shot his. It was a crazy back-to-back day, but I appreciate anybody listening. If you're in the podcast platform somewhere, really appreciate you if you stuck around this long on the YouTube. appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up on there and the subscribe for us. But we'll see you again here next week, episode 65. Got a really cool episode lined up. If you're on the TikTok and you see the guy that says you ain't no deer hunter, he's joining me next week. So
hell yeah,
we'll see you.
One more shout out real quick.
Go ahead, bud.
River City Baits. If you guys got any fishermen on your platform,
I'm sure.
Go ahead and check out River City Baits. It's a locally made soft plastic company here in Fort Wayne, and I absolutely love the stuff. I love James and Matt, and they're great to me. And all the products I've used have made it through walleye, they made it through catfish, they made it through bass, smallmouths. I mean, I love them. So nice. I just wanted to shout them out real quick.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. You take good care with you and the family and everybody, and we'll talk to you soon for sure.
All right, you as well. I'll see you guys. Take care.
See you, man.
Buddy.
Nice to meet you.